In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an example concept map using the free software Cmap Tools for your BIOS 1700 Student Conceptions project. Open the Cmap Tools program, and the first window you're going to see is this Views window. In this window, any concept maps that you've created using this program are going to show up. You can see here that I've already created a concept map in the past. For now, we're going to create a new concept map. To do that, click the File tab and choose New Cmap. That's going to open up a blank canvas. The first thing that you'll add to the canvas are your concept bubbles. To do this, double-click anywhere on the canvas to create a concept. This concept bubble has question marks inside of it. To change the text inside of the concept bubble, double-click on the question marks and type your concept. For this example, I'll be using the concepts trees, branches, and leaves. I'll create the additional two concepts the same way that I created that one. Now that I have the concepts on the map, I can freely move them around the canvas by single-clicking and dragging them to where I'd like them to be placed. This is the first half of creating a concept map. Now that we have the concepts down, we need to add meaningful linking phrases to connect them together. In order to create a linking phrase, click on the first concept that will be linked to a second. At the top, you'll see an icon with two arrows. Single-click and drag from this concept to the one you'd like to link it to. You can link the concepts together using any one of the outside bubbles. Releasing will put in the linking phrase line, and just like the concepts, there's going to be a row of question marks in the center. To change your linking phrase, again, double-click on the question marks and type. Our first phrase is finished. Now these two concepts are linked together and the phrase is read, trees are covered in branches. And we know this is the proper way to read the linking phrase because the arrowhead indicates directionality. If the arrowhead had been pointing to trees, then we would read this as branches are covered in trees, which is incorrect. I'm going to go ahead and link my concepts branches and leaves together in the same way. First, I click on branches and then click inside of the double arrow icon and drag it to the leaves bubble. Again, 4 question marks pop up and I will double click and change the linking phrase. Now the linking phrase is typed, but we don't have an arrowhead indicating directionality. We need to insert an arrowhead now. In order to do that, I'm going to first click on the linking phrase and I'm going to come up to my Format menu and click Styles. In the Styles menu, you have options for fonts, objects, lines, and Cmaps. Font and line menus are the only ones that you'll be interested in for BIOS 1700 Student Conception Project. In the font menu, there's options for changing the style and color of the text or alignment. For now, click on the line option. Under the arrowheads menu, you'll see the default is this third box. This box draws arrowheads if the connections end at a concept that slope upwards. So, our first concept linkage between trees and branches had an arrowhead because branches is above trees. However, our second concept linking phrase between branches and leaves does not because leaves is below branches. With the linking phrase selected here, by clicking on it, we can come to the second option to draw arrowheads if the connections end at a concept regardless of their relative position to each other. Clicking on this option puts an arrowhead, which now correctly indicates that this phrase should be read, branches are covered in leaves. I'm going to connect the last two concepts, trees and leaves, in the same way that I created our first two linking phrases. And the arrowhead is properly placed, so this linking phrase is read, leaves create food through photosynthesis for trees. My simple example concept map is complete, but I'd like to do some upkeep. Our last linking phrase overlaps the phrase branches are covered in leaves. In order to move the objects around, single click and drag. The linking phrase arrows will be maintained and adjusted for the new layout. I'm happy with this concept map, so now it's time to save it. We're going to want to save it twice. First, we're going to save it as a concept map document that we can open later using Cmap Tools and edit based on feedback. Coming up to the File menu, I'm going to click on Save Cmap. Create a title for your concept map and click Save. Now, the simple concept map will show up in the View window when you open the program. You can double-click on the concept map to open it up and edit it based on feedback. We're also going to want to save the file as an image that can easily be used in a PowerPoint presentation for the SCP final presentation or in a Word document for your SCP final report. To do that, click on the File menu again, scroll down to Export Cmap As, and choose Image File. Again, create a file name for your concept map, and you'll see that this time the output will be saved as a JPEG. Save it to the desktop. And it can be opened like a standard image. This image can then be inserted into a PowerPoint presentation or a Word document. And those are the basics of Cmap Tools. With this information, you should be able to begin creating your student conception project concept